The year was 2479. Humanity had finally done it. After centuries of war, struggle, and pain, they had reached the stars. They had built great ships, traveled beyond the solar system, and met alien life. For once it felt like peace was possible. The Galactic Council, the rulers of the galaxy, welcomed them. The council was made of many powerful alien species. Tall, strange creatures with glowing eyes. Some looked like walking reptiles. Others had silver skin. But they all smiled when humans arrived. "We welcome Earth," they said. "We welcome peace. We welcome unity." The people of Earth celebrated. Fireworks filled the skies of New York, London, Islamabad, Beijing. Even the colonies on Mars joined the party. Humanity was now part of something bigger, a galactic family. But what nobody knew was that a knife was hidden behind that smile. For weeks, Earth sent its best diplomats to council meetings. They shared knowledge. They signed papers. Trusted the council. But in secret, the council made a dark plan. You see, humans were dangerous not because of their weapons, but because of their minds, their spirit, their stubborn hearts. No other species in the galaxy had such a will to fight, to survive. The council feared them, but they also needed them gone. The attack came. Without warning, it was a normal evening in London. Families were eating dinner, kids played in the streets. On Mars, workers mined rare metals. In space, ships floated silently near Earth. Suddenly, the sky burned. Giant ships, marked with the council's crest, appeared over Earth. At first, people thought they were here for peace talks. But then, the bombing started. Cities vanished in seconds. New York turned to ash. Islamabad's towers crumbled. Paris, Tokyo, Cairo, all gone. The Mars colonies were wiped out by orbital strikes. It wasn't a war. It was an extermination. On every TV, every screen, the same cold message played. Earth has been judged. Humanity is too dangerous to join the galactic community. This is not personal. This is survival. People screamed. Soldiers tried to fight. But human weapons were nothing compared to the Council's power. Their ships were larger. Their tech was older, stronger, deadlier. In just 2 days, Earth fell. But not everyone died. In the deep forests of Canada, in the underground bunkers of Russia, in hidden bases beneath the oceans, some survived. And those who survived would never forget. One man stood among the rubble of what used to be Washington, D.C. His name was General Alex Kane. His uniform was torn. His face was covered in dirt and blood. But his eyes burned with fire. "They thought we'd forgive," he whispered. "They thought we'd kneel." Behind him, a group of survivors, soldiers, scientists, ordinary people. All looked at him, afraid, angry, lost. Kane clenched his fists. "But they made one mistake," he growled. "They didn't finish the job." Across the galaxy, the council celebrated. They thought the humans were finished. But in the shadows, humanity prepared. Old warships were repaired in secret. New weapons were designed. The survivors trained day and night. They were weak, outnumbered, broken. But their spirit was unbroken, and somewhere deep in space, hidden from the council's eyes. A new human message was sent out. It wasn't a message of peace. It wasn't a message of surrender. It was a promise. You thought we'd forget. You thought we'd forgive. But you never saw humanity's wrath coming. The cities were gone. The skies were empty. The world was silent. Earth had fallen. The mighty human race, once proud and strong, was now nothing but ashes and broken ruins. The Galactic Council's attack was fast, brutal, and without mercy. Billions were dead. But humanity was not finished. Not yet. Far beneath the surface of the Earth, deep under the mountains and oceans, hidden bunkers buzzed with life. These bunkers were built long ago in case of nuclear war or alien invasion. Now, they were humanity's only hope in the largest underground base, deep under the frozen lands of Antarctica. A group of survivors gathered. Soldiers, scientists, engineers, and even ordinary people, all with one thing in common. They had lost everything, and they wanted revenge. General Alex Kane stood in front of them. His face was hard, his eyes cold and sharp. He had fought in many wars, but nothing prepared him for this. His voice echoed through the bunker. They thought we would fall. They thought we would kneel. They thought this was over. He paused, looking at every man, woman, and child. But humanity doesn't break. We fight. We survive. We rise. The room filled with quiet nods and whispers. Hope was small, but it wasn't dead. In the shadows of space, small human colonies still lived, hidden on asteroids, secret space stations, mining ships drifting in the dark. The Council missed them, or maybe they thought these survivors didn't matter. But they were wrong. From these forgotten places, the resistance was born. Old engineers repaired broken ships. Scientists designed new weapons. Soldiers trained in silence, waiting for their moment. And across these hidden bases, one name echoed like a ghost: Project Wrath. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council believed their work was done. In their tall, shining towers on alien planets, the leaders celebrated. They laughed at Earth's weakness. They called humans primitive, unstable, dangerous. But they made a mistake. They underestimated human anger. They underestimated human patience. They underestimated human revenge back on Earth. In the darkness of the Antarctic bunker, a young woman named Dr. Elena Voss worked day and night. She was a scientist and a survivor. Her mission? To build the most powerful weapon humanity had ever seen. She stared at the glowing screen in front of her. Blueprints, equations, diagrams. Project Wrath wasn't just a weapon. It was a message, a warning, promise. They'll regret this, she whispered to herself. General Kane walked into the lab. He watched Elena and her team work. Is it ready? He asked. Elena shook her head. Not yet, but soon. Kane nodded, his face serious. Good, we'll need it. But time was running out. The Council wasn't blind. They sent spies. They searched the stars. They hunted for survivors. Soon, they would discover the resistance. Soon, they would strike again. But humanity wouldn't be caught off guard this time. Across the stars, old enemies of the Council watched with interest. Not everyone in the galaxy liked the Council. Some races were oppressed. Some wanted freedom. Some wanted to see the Council fall. And now, they saw humanity as their chance. A small, broken, angry chance. But a dangerous one. In the shadows, secret messages were sent. Alliances were offered. Weapons were traded. And the spark of rebellion, it began to grow. The galaxy thought humanity was finished. The Council thought they had won. But deep underground, in hidden ships, in forgotten colonies, humanity's darkest hour had come. And after the darkness, comes the fire. The galaxy was quiet. The Council believed Earth was destroyed. They believed humanity was finished. But in the darkness, humanity was preparing. Deep inside the hidden bunker under Antarctica, General Alex Kane stood before a large map of the galaxy. Red dots showed Council bases. Blue dots showed human hideouts. Small, weak, but growing. Kane's voice was steady, cold like steel. We may be broken, but we are not beaten. The Council thinks they wiped us out. They forgot one thing. The room full of survivors leaned in, listening. Soldiers, scientists, engineers, even ordinary people. All of them burned with the same fire. Humans never quit, Kane finished. Across the galaxy, whispers of rebellion began on the mining colonies of Jupiter's moons. Workers refused to obey Council orders on forgotten space stations. Old human warships were secretly repaired in deep space. Hidden human ships watched, waited, planned. The resistance was rising. Dr. Elena Voss worked day and night in her lab. Project Wrath was still under construction, but progress was being made. Giant reactors hummed. Engineers built new weapons never seen before. This is no longer about survival, Elena whispered. This is about payback. Meanwhile, other species in the galaxy watched with interest. On the planet Xerix 4, home of the insect-like Crithians, their leader, Chancellor V, discussed the situation. Humans are dangerous, hissed V. They are small now, but they are angry. An advisor asked, do we help them or crush them? V's eyes glowed dark blue. Let's wait, he said. If they rise and strike the council, it may be useful. Back on Earth, General Kane met with his top officers. Maps, charts, and battle plans covered the table. It's time, Kane declared. Time for humanity's first strike. Target: a small council outpost floating in deep space, weakly guarded, full of council tech and supplies. Perfect in the blackness of space, a small human fleet gathered. Old warships, patched-up fighters, stealth ships, rusty but ready. Captain Sarah Holt, leader of the attack team, smiled grimly. It's been a long time since humans went on the offensive, she said. Her co-pilot grinned. Let's remind the galaxy who we are. The battle began like a whisper, ended like thunder. Human ships appeared from the shadows. Lasers fired. Explosions rocked the outpost. Council guards panicked. Were not prepared. Within minutes, the outpost fell. For the first time since Earth was attacked, human flag was raised on a captured base. General Kane's voice echoed across hidden channels. To all survivors, to all allies, the resistance has begun. The galaxy heard the message, and the council. For the first time, they were afraid. On the capital planet of the council, called Aurelian, the leaders argued. They attacked a council outpost. One shouted, they should be extinct. They're smarter than we thought, another whispered. They're rebuilding. And they're angry. A third leader slammed their fist on the table. Then we crush them. We hunt them to the last human. But deep inside, even the bravest council leaders felt something new. Doubt across the stars, humanity's allies in the shadows smiled. Old enemies of the council oppressed alien species. And forgotten rebels all watched and waited. The council had made a mistake. They left survivors and survivors become fighters. Fighters become legends. The resistance was small. The resistance was weak. The resistance was rising. And soon, the galaxy would feel the full wrath of humanity. The Galactic Council had ruled the stars for thousands of years. They had crushed many enemies. They had destroyed many worlds. But now, they faced something they had never seen before. A small, angry, broken enemy. Humanity. The Resistance's first victory shocked the galaxy. A simple, human fleet with old ships and little technology had attacked and captured a council outpost. The message was clear. We are still here. We're not finished. We will come for you. The council tried to act brave. They said humans were weak. They said it was just luck. But deep inside, they were afraid. On the golden planet of Aurelian, the leaders of the council met in their tall, shining tower. Their faces were tense, their voices sharp, their fear growing. They attacked us, shouted High Commander Zoreth, his silver skin shining under the lights. How is this possible? Earth was destroyed. An advisor trembled. Some survived. They are building again, faster than we expected. A deep silence filled the room. They are a problem, said Council Leader Xyler, his reptile eyes. Narrow, they are like fire. Small at first. But soon they burn everything. We must crush them now, Zoreth growled. We must wipe them out completely. But another leader, Chancellor Vry, shook his head. Humans are not like other species. The more you push them, the harder they fight. The council was no longer sure. Some wanted peace. Some wanted war. Some didn't know what to do. Meanwhile, the resistance was growing stronger. In the underground base on Earth, General Alex Kane watched new ships being built. His commanders brought good news. Sir, more survivors have joined us from Mars colonies and the asteroid belts. Captain Sarah Holt smiled. Even some alien rebels are offering help. They hate the council too. Kane's eyes burned with determination. We will take every ship, every fighter, every hand. The galaxy will know our name. Far away, in the cold shadows of space, Dr. Alina Voss worked quickly. Project Wrath was nearly ready. It was not just a weapon, it was a message. A message. The Council would never forget. Human strikes became faster, sharper, deadlier. The Resistance hit Council supply ships. They attacked weak bases. They freed prisoners. And every time they sent the same message. We do not forgive. We do not forget. The Council's fear grew. On Aurelian, they watched secret videos of human raids. They saw humans winning battles they should have lost. They saw small human fleets taking down powerful council ships. One leader whispered, "They should be broken." But instead, they grow stronger. Another trembled. "We killed their families, destroyed their homes, and still they come." High Commander Zoroth slammed his fist on the table. "Enough. We'll bring our full fleet. We'll destroy every human base. We will finish what we started." But Chancellor Vree paused. "Be careful," he said. "Every time we strike, we make them angrier. Every time we crush them, they rise again." The Council argued, their fear turning into confusion. They had never seen an enemy like this. Humans refused to die. Humans refused to kneel. Back in the Resistance base, General Kane looked over the map of the galaxy. His officers pointed. At new targets, more Council bases to hit, more allies to find. But Kane's mind was sharp. He knew the Council would come in full force soon. He knew the war was only beginning, and he smiled. "Let them come," he said. "We are ready." Across the galaxy, the spark of rebellion began to spread. Old enemies of the Council started to rise. Pressed planets began to whisper, "If humans can fight back, maybe we can too." The Council had tried to destroy humanity. Instead, they created a symbol of resistance, a symbol of wrath. The galaxy was changing. The Council's fear had begun, and soon their power would start to break. The resistance was no longer a rumor. It was real. It was dangerous. And it was growing. The Galactic Council could no longer hide the truth. Humanity had survived. Humanity was fighting back. But what the Council didn't know is that humanity was building something far worse. A secret weapon. A weapon that could change the fate of the entire galaxy, deep under the icy mountains of Antarctica. The Resistance worked day and night. Old shipyards were repaired, new weapons were tested, and in the deepest, most hidden lab, Project Wrath was coming to life. Dr. Alina Voss stood before a massive machine. It was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. A planet killer, silent, deadly. A weapon so powerful, even the Council would fear it. Her voice was calm but cold as ice. "They thought they could destroy us," she whispered. "Now we show them what fear feels like." General Alex Kane entered the lab. The glowing blue lights of Project Wrath. He had seen many weapons in his life, but nothing like this. "Is it ready?" Kane asked. Lena nodded slightly. "Almost. We need a little more time. But when it's ready," she smiled darkly, "they will beg for mercy." Meanwhile, far across the galaxy, the Council grew. Restless spies were sent. Scouts searched the stars. They needed to know how dangerous the humans had become. One of those spies found something terrifying. Inside a hidden Council ship, Commander Relic watched the stolen footage. The screen showed human engineers building Project Wrath. The Council officers gasped. "A planet killer," whispered one. "Possible." Another muttered. Commander Relac's face turned pale. "They've done it," he said. "They've built a weapon that could destroy entire worlds." Panic filled the Council chambers. In a special emergency meeting on Aurelian, Council leaders shouted at each other. "They have a planet killer. They will use it on us. We must destroy them before they use it." "Hi, Commander." Zoroth's eyes burned with rage. "I warned you all," he growled. "They are more dangerous than we thought. We must attack now." Well, and be wearing wedding Liara is it? I'm on sorry roar wearing we have a grew I'm going more rigor in a word with the way But Chancellor V shook his head. Attacking them only makes them stronger. We must be careful. If we strike wrong, we could lose everything. The council was divided. Some wanted peace, some wanted war, but all of them were afraid. Back. On Earth, the Resistance prepared for the next phase. Captain Sarah Holt led a small team into deep space. Their mission, to test Project Wrath's prototype. They found a small, empty asteroid, a perfect target. From the dark ship, Sarah watched as the weapon charged. The asteroid exploded into dust in seconds. Her co-pilot's eyes widened. It works, Sarah smiled. Oh, it works. The message was clear. The Council could no longer ignore humanity. The humans were not only surviving, they were ready to strike back with power the galaxy had never seen. General Kane addressed his people. His voice echoed across hidden bases and secret colonies. This is not just about revenge, he said. This is about survival. This is about sending a message. Humanity cannot be erased. But Kane also knew, the Council would come. And they would come with everything they had. Project Wrath gave them hope. The war was far from over. Across the stars, other species whispered of humanity's rise. Some feared them, some admired them, and some wanted to join them. Galaxy was changing. The Council's control was weakening. And humanity was becoming a symbol of defiance. The secret weapon was ready. The Resistance was ready. And the day of wrath was coming. The Council had made their decision. There would be no more warnings, no more negotiations, no more patience. The full power of the galaxy was coming for humanity. It began with the Council's fleets, thousands of warships, its massive carriers, deadly fighters. They moved through space like a dark storm, ready to crush the Resistance. On the Council's capital planet, High Commander Zorith addressed the galaxy. His voice was cold and sharp. The human threat ends now. No more hiding. No more running. The Resistance will be destroyed. The Council cheered. They believed victory was certain, but they were wrong. Deep inside the Resistance base, General Alex Kane studied the reports. Enemy fleets were approaching from all sides. The Council was serious now. Kane's officers looked worried. We can't fight them all, one whispered. They have more ships, more weapons, more soldiers. But Kane's eyes burned with determination. We don't need to fight them all, he said. We fight smart. We fight hard. We fight like humans. Captain Sarah Holt and her squad prepared for battle. Old ships were upgraded. Stealth technology was installed. The Resistance was ready for a fight. Even if it was their last, the first battle took place near the asteroid belt of Deltanine. A human supply station floated quietly, waiting. Suddenly, Council ships appeared, dozens of them, but hidden among the rocks. Human fighters waited. The Council charged in, confident and arrogant. But then, the Resistance struck. From behind asteroids and shadows, human ships attacked. Lasers fired, explosions filled the dark space. The Council ships panicked. It wasn't an easy victory, but it was a victory. The Resistance held the station, and the Council lost their first battle. Across the galaxy, the news spread fast. Humans. Won again? Impossible. They are weaker. How can they win? Fear and doubt began to grow in the hearts of the Council. The galaxy watched closely. The Resistance was no longer just surviving. They were fighting back, but not every battle was a victory in the Orion sector. A human outpost was discovered. The Council's fleet attacked with full force. The Resistance fought bravely, but they were outnumbered. The outpost fell. It was a bitter loss. Many lives were lost. But the spirit of the Resistance burned stronger than ever. In the hidden lab under Antarctica, Dr. Elena Voss worked without rest. Project Wrath was almost ready for deployment. She knew time was short. knew the final battle was coming. Her hands moved quickly over the controls, her eyes focused, her heart steady. "This is humanity's last hope," she whispered, "and their greatest nightmare." Back in space, the Council's fear continued to grow. Reports came in daily. Resistance fleets spotted near Sector 12. Another supply ship lost. Alien species secretly helping humans. The Council was powerful. But humanity was proving something no one expected. They couldn't be crushed. They couldn't be erased. They refused to fall. High Commander Zoroth's anger boiled over. "They should be extinct," he roared. How did they keep fighting? But deep down, even he knew. Humans were different. Humans were dangerous. And worst of all, humans were patient. On hidden planets and forgotten moons, small uprisings began. Oppressed alien species saw hope. If humans can fight the Council, so can we. The Council's control was cracking, and Project Wrath was nearly ready. Kane stood before his people, his voice calm but strong. "The Council struck first," he said. "They burned our cities. They killed our families. But they forgot. Humans don't give up." Cheers echoed through the resistance base. The people were tired, but they were ready. Ready for the final strike. The galaxy had struck back, but they had failed to destroy humanity. And now, humanity's turn was coming. The day of wrath was near. The galaxy watched in silence. The resistance was still standing. The Council had tried everything. Ships, soldiers, spies. But humanity refused to die. Now it was humanity's turn. The day of wrath had arrived, deep inside the hidden resistance. Base General Alex Kane prepared for the final mission. His voice echoed through the room. "For years they hunted us. They burned our homes. They killed our people. But today, you will see our true power." Behind him, giant screens showed the Council's most important planet, Valora Prime, the heart of the Council's military, the place where their fleets were born, the place they believed was untouchable. But nothing was untouchable anymore. At the center of the mission stood Project Wrath, humanity's secret weapon, a ship unlike any other, fast, silent, deadly, capable of wiping out entire planets or entire fleets. Dr. Elena Voss stood by the weapon, her eyes sharp. "We won't destroy innocent lives," she said firmly. "This isn't about revenge. It's about sending a message." General Kane nodded. "We'll strike their military heart, but their civilians will live." It wasn't just a battle. It was a warning. Across the galaxy, Council leaders celebrated too early. They believed the humans were still hiding. They believed their fleets were safe, but they didn't know. The resistance was already on the move. In the dark silence of space, Project Wrath approached Valora Prime. Human stealth ships followed close behind. The Council's defenses were strong, but they never expected humans to come this close. Inside, the ship, Captain Sarah Holt, gripped the controls. "Once we launch Project Wrath, there's no turning back," she said. Her team nodded. "No turning back," they agreed. The countdown began. 10, 9, 8. On Valora Prime, Council soldiers noticed something strange, an unknown signal, a shadow near the defense lines. Too late, Project Wrath fired. The skies over Valora Prime turned blue with energy. The Council's shipyards exploded, fleets burned in orbit, weapons factories were turned to ash, but the cities, the civilians, they were untouched. The message was clear. We could have destroyed everything, but we didn't. Next time, we won't be so kind. Panic swept through the Council. Leaders shouted. Soldiers ran. The great Valora Prime, once believed to be untouchable, was crippled, and the humans were gone. It's vanished into the darkness. Across the galaxy, the news spread like wildfire. Humans attacked Valora Prime. They destroyed the fleet yards. They could have wiped the planet, but spared the civilians. The Council's enemies smiled. The oppressed alien species saw hope. The galaxy realized. The Council wasn't invincible anymore. Inside the Council chamber, fear filled the air. High Commander Zoroth slammed his fists on the table. "They humiliated us," he roared. They could have destroyed us completely. Why didn't they? Chancellor Vree answered calmly. They wanted to send a message. They want us afraid. And it's working. Council was breaking. The cracks were showing, and the fear was growing. Back on Earth, the resistance celebrated. General Kane stood before his people. Today we showed them our strength. Today we reminded them, humanity does not bow. But this war isn't over. They will come for us. We must be ready. Cheers filled the hidden bases. Humans were no longer victims. They were fighters, were survivors, and now they were a symbol of defiance across the stars. The day of wrath had come. The galaxy was forever changed, and the final battle was just over the horizon. The galaxy was holding its breath. The humans had done the impossible. They had survived. They had fought back. They had even humiliated the mighty Galactic Council. But now, the final battle had come. The Council's full fleet was heading for Earth, in the hidden underground base beneath Antarctica. General Alex Kane stood before his people. Maps showed thousands of enemy ships approaching. The Council wasn't holding back this time. They wanted to end the resistance once and for all. Kane's voice was calm but firm. "This is it," he said. "Our final stand. We either fall or we rise forever." Dr. Alina Voss stood beside him. Project Wrath was ready, fully charged, fully armed. But it wasn't alone this time. The resistance had allies now. Other species, tired of the Council's rule, were coming to help. Across space, hidden fleets of alien rebels joined forces with humanity. Old enemies, now united for one cause: freedom above Earth. The Council's fleet arrived. The sky turned dark with their ships. Their weapons glowed. Their engines roared. From the main Council flagship, High Commander Zorath sent a message: surrender or be destroyed. But humanity didn't answer. With fear, they answered with action. From the shadows of space, resistance warships appeared. Old human battleships, new stealth fighters, alien rebel cruisers. The Council expected an easy fight. What they got was chaos. The battle began. Lasers lit up the black sky. Explosions rocked the orbit of Earth. Human ships weaved between Council giants, striking fast and hard. Alien allies crippled Council carriers. It wasn't just a fight. It was a war for survival. In the heart of the battle, Project Wrath moved silently toward the Council flagship. Inside, Captain Sarah Holt and her team prepared for one final strike. Take out their flagship. Kane's voice echoed over the comes cut off the snake's head. The Council flagship was massive, but Project Wrath was faster, smarter, deadlier. It slipped through enemy lines. It locked onto its target. The weapon fired. A bright blue beam tore through space. The flagship exploded in a burst of fire and metal. High Commander Zorath was gone. The Council fleet hesitated. Their leader was dead. Their ships were damaged. And across their channels, whispers of fear spread. They're winning. We can't stop them. Even the rebels fight with them. One by one, Council ships retreated. The mighty fleet shattered. Back on Earth, the resistance cheered. The impossible had happened. The final battle, it was humanity's victory. General Kane stood on the surface, watching the Council ships run. Dr. Alina Voss smiled beside him. "We did it," she whispered. Kane nodded. "We did. But this is only the beginning." Across the galaxy, oppressed worlds rose up. The Council's power was broken. The old rulers were falling. And a new era had begun. An era where humanity was feared and respected. Kane's final message was broadcast across the stars. To the Council, you thought we would forgive, you thought we would forget. But we are human. We survive, we fight, we rise. If you come for us again, you will see our wrath. The galaxy would never be the same. Humanity was no longer the weak newcomer. They were the symbol of resistance, the spark of rebellion, and the force that even the Council feared. The war was over. But humanity's story had just begun.